I didn't take the Oscars as a joke. It was funny, you know what I'm saying? It was like the moment, like all black, actors can talk about the glass ceilings that we've dealt with out in this town. And it's you get your night, go ahead. Chris Rock's gonna do it. Bam, talk about how many times you've been blocked from being able to excel. I didn't take it as a joke.
We want is a real shot. Not, okay, I'm a celebrity, so that means my line has to cost $10 a t-shirt. No, I understand about quality. I understand about fabrics. I spent 10,000 hours at this. I dedicated my life to this. Then a lot of people say, okay, well, you have to do music. I'm gonna keep doing music, but what if people told me I couldn't rap? What would have happened? What if people told me I couldn't perform? I'm only 36 years old. I have other goals and other things, and I'm gonna use my platform, every platform, to stand up and say, I wanna make something. I wanna make the next Ralph Lauren. And that was the point of the Zayn interview. They say people don't stand up and protect their dreams. People are too scared of getting, spoofed in a way. And the irony of it is so many people that are creatives. Think about a creative person in school. When you picture them, you probably picture them all the way in the back of class, sketching or maybe getting beat up. And I'm the one creative. And this is the reason why I went on stage. This is the reason why I did this. Because creatives have got beat up my entire life. And there's moments where I stood up to drug dealers in Chicago and said, you can't have my publishing, come and kill me. Do whatever you're gonna do, but you're not going to bully me. You're not going to stop me because my mother made me believe in myself. I think people focus too much on the past and focus too much on regret. Even like when you deal with schools, like you take like the slave idea. My point is, I've heard of history class. I've never heard of a class that breaks down how you balance a checkbook or how you control your finances, which my father never taught me that, and I've never heard of future class. So they keep us so focused on history that we start to believe that it actually repeats itself, and we become overly traditional, and we can't advance as a race of beings. We get too caught up in the past and what everyone's saying and what everyone's tweeting, and sometimes you just have to be fearless enough to break the simulation.
What the idea is, because maybe somebody watching will give you the money.
Well, we're in a renaissance period. We're in a place where people are like multidisciplined artists, like Steve McQueen that directed 12 Years a Slave. He was considered to just be a photographer, but then he won an Oscar. We're not in a place where people can only have one career, one profession throughout their entire life. So the exact amount of emotion and color palette and sonics and everything that I put into my music, I put them into the shoes, and they worked. People never write, Kanye's pissing everybody off. Kanye's making so mad. They try to position it through the media in some way that I'm like, whatever your friends might say. So we saw Kanye, how was he? Did he but I care about people. My dad lived in homeless shelters less than 5 years ago. To find out, he's a psych major. My mom was the first black female chair of the English department at Chicago State University. I was raised to do something, to make a difference, to take, Angry Birds has emotion like this. Girls are just not known for playing a lot of video games. This game was popular with girls. It was a scientific calculation that this set off a certain dopamine specifically in the female mind. What else go like this?
Tinder. What else?
Instagram.
Kanye West is a marketing genius for this. As you guys may already know, Donda 2 is dropping on February 22nd this year. However, it's recently been announced that the only way to listen to the album is by buying Kanye West's $200 stem player. And most people would think Kanye West is dumb after he lost his $2 million deal with Apple Music because of this. But this Twitter user calculated the sales that the stem player has already generated. This was posted yesterday. You can just pause it and see how much it's already made.
It's interesting, you used the word visionary there, and a lot of our viewers, they ask questions about that term and about the term creative genius. And Sam Thompson, he asked this question where he said, you've called yourself that and you've kind of equated yourself to all these different people, Da Vinci, Walt Disney, Steve Jobs, Michelangelo. And he's asked, how would you define a genius in that context? But also, why do you feel the need to call yourself that?
Because otherwise I'm called celebrity. I'm called nigger.
I'm called rapper. And when they use the word celebrity, nigga, or rapper, it's not in a positive way. And all these things, all those words can be used in an extremely positive way. What's up, my nigga? You know, but that's not the way it's used. So I have to define who I am. You know, all of my aspirations are things that currently only 60-year-old white people do. So I have to redefine and let people know exactly who I am. And it's not letting them know by, you know, wearing a suit, or letting them know by wearing a Rolex, or letting them know by, you know, bragging about how much money a sponsorship made on top of a rap. It's letting them know by saying, let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
No matter how many people tell me, stop believing in yourself. Stop saying what you can do. Stop affirming what you're gonna do and then completing that in real life. That's the improper way to do it. I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem, with improper information, with branding, with marketing. I refuse to follow those rules. It's about truth. It's about information, it's about awesomeness, and the only luxury is time. The time you spend with your family. That's the only luxury. So this concept of luxury is improper to me.
Crack is gonna come in after y'all are playing. We're gonna start with the pianos, then I'm gonna start rapping, and he's gonna play the sample of Adam, and then once it gets to that point where we'll be on the track, the strings come in, then like on the second verse, the drums come in. And then
Oh, yeah.
You said the chorus?
And then here.
Yeah.
Why
don't we practice just starting from the chorus? Because that's where all the strings come in. That's where he has to come in. That's the most difficult part, where all the forces have to line up.